to introduce Caitlan Townsend. She is the Community Engagement Coordinator for Galveston's own Farmers Market. She coordinates program efforts and recruits and engages volunteers, creates and organizes content for social media, and supports the planning of various farmers market fundraising, appreciation, and outreach events. She'll be telling us about the different programs and resources available to you and the Galveston community, from food access programs to community meals and gardens in schools. You'll find that Galveston's own farmers market is much more than just a farmers market. Let's welcome Caitlan.
Hello, I'm Caitlan Townsend, and I am the Community Engagement Coordinator for Galveston's own Farmers Market. And as Pam mentioned, I'm here to tell you all about the different programs and resources available through Galveston's own Farmers Market. We are much more than a market. We have so many different programs, again, from food access to community meals to the Gardens and Schools, our Young Gardeners program. We have Victory Gardens. There are so many different ways that Galveston is important to us, and we are actively working every day to increase our reach and make sure that our mission is reaching as far as it can, which in a nutshell is to bring the community together through all of our programming and make it a more accessible resource to everybody on the island. And I did have a little PowerPoint presentation. I don't know if that is going to be a thing or not. They'll display it up here. Cool. Hey, there it is. Yes, I'm so sorry. She had asked that you raise your hand as well as say next. Okay, yeah, I can do that. Is this better? Can you hear me better? Cool. This is my first outreach event by myself as a speaking event, so thank you for being a gracious audience. I really appreciate it. But yeah, so let's see. You can go on ahead into the next slide. We're Galveston's own farmers market, of course. Are y'all familiar with the market at all? Anybody attend the market? I know that it is a Sunday morning, so it kind of conflicts with the church schedule. However, we are there from 9 to noon during the summer and 9 to 1 during the fall months when it's not quite as hot outside. But we were founded in 2012. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And again, we're dedicated to connecting our community to local foods through all of our different programmings. We can head to the next slide, please. So what is our market? We are a local business incubator. We're family friendly and inclusive. Everybody is welcome at our market. Any walks of life, we want you to be there. We are very inclusive. So we partner with all kinds of different nonprofits to help spread the word about our programs and services available to Galveston County residents. And we'll go into those in the next slides. So this is a list of our different community partners. If y'all have been to the market, you've surely seen the different booths that we have set up, from Rosenberg Library to the Galveston County Voters Registration to the Family Service Center, Galveston Bay Foundation. We partner heavily with UTMB. And at these different booths, it's a great way for the community to learn about the different resources available to Galveston. There's all kinds of things going on at market all the time. Let's see, today, I believe the Galveston County Food Bank was at market. They do a little Taste the Market event every month where they introduce a healthy recipe and they teach the community about different resources available to them and try to help them have a healthier diet. So you can go to the next slide. So yeah. Local is important. We help to stimulate the economy. We want to preach food safety and nutrition, and we're all about building community as well. You can next slide, please. Let's go into our food access programs a little bit. That's one of our biggest initiatives. So we'll go into each of them as the slides go through. Next slide, please. That's just a list of them. Next slide, please. All right, so we have our WIC vouchers, which is available to women, infants, and children on WIC from May through September. We supply $30 vouchers for each child and mother to be used on fresh, unprepared, locally grown fruits and vegetables and herbs. These funds are provided by USDA. So if there's anybody that you're familiar with who could benefit from these programs, please let me know. I brought materials to pass out. We have the funds for these programs, and we really want to ensure that as many people as possible are getting use of them. Next slide. So this one is the newest one that we've introduced at market. It's the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program. It's available only during May through September, but it's for patrons who are 60 plus who fall within a specific income bracket. They're eligible to get one $50 voucher to be used at market for fresh produce and honey. And this just started for us about 3 weeks ago, but we've already had so many seniors come to market and take advantage of this program, which we are super stoked about. So again, if anybody knows anybody or has any questions, I brought information on those as well. Next slide. And then we have FreshBox, which is a pandemic baby. It was created in response to food insecurity during the pandemic. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with Casey McAuliffe, who's our chief executive. So when the pandemic started, people were calling Casey and they're like, oh my God, food, do you have food? We need food for all the kids in schools who weren't able to get the meals that they were used to getting at school. So Casey said, yes, let's make this work. So she kind of got the FreshBox initiative started. FreshBox contents have a total retail value of about $30 to $45. And all of these products are sourced from GoFM vendors, and the packaging happens every week at market. And then these fresh boxes are delivered to around 20 to 25 families bi-weekly to help ensure that they're getting meals that are consistent of fresh food and healthy produce, all that kind of stuff. So we're really proud of our Fresh Box initiative. Next slide. And then we do have St. Vincent Hope Bucks as well, which isn't as much of a thing at market lately, but we're working to get that happening again. But basically, I know you're very familiar with St. Vincent's, but we partner with them to pass out Hope Bucks to patrons who aren't quite on the eligibility for SNAP and other benefits like that. This way, they're still getting funds to spend at market. Okay, next slide. And then we have our Market Match program, which is probably the most accessible one. So it's our nutrition incentive program that gives extra money to shoppers enrolled in SNAP. We match their SNAP benefits dollar for dollar, up to $15 in fresh bucks and $15 in bonus bucks. These funds are fueled by grants, vendor fees, merch sales, and donations. Next slide. And so this SNAP is food stamps. This program began at GoFM in 2014, and we've just gotten bigger and bigger. So next slide, please. This is just kind of an explanation of what we mean by when we double the benefit. So anybody who's involved in SNAP, they can come in and they'll get up to 15 extra fresh bucks, which is used for fruits and vegetables and plants. And then next slide. And then the bonus bucks are eligible for anything at market. So you can come in and get extra money to spend on anything that's SNAP eligible at market, which is great. And again, if you have anybody that could benefit from this program, I have all kinds of materials to pass out for you to give to them. Next slide. That's just a little image of things that are available at market that are SNAP approved, which is basically everything at market. So it's a pretty good deal. In the next slide, we'll start talking about our Young Gardeners program. Are any of you familiar with the Young Gardeners program? Yay, awesome. Well, we actually we used to be in 9 GISC schools, but now we're in 10. We just increased one more to Ball High. Next slide, please. So our Young Gardeners program was created in 2017, and it's basically an after-school program for students. This is a way to cultivate a community of healthy and happy kids. We encourage them to put their hands in the dirt and learn about the power of growing their own food. So next slide, please. So the Young Gardeners program is one of the areas in which we need a lot of volunteers. So if there's ever a chance or a time that you guys are wanting to get involved in the gardens or get your hands dirty, work with the kids, it's really fun to go and volunteer at our school programs. So it's obviously not in session right now because it's summertime, but starting back in the fall, that's when we'll need volunteers for that again. And my role as a community engagement coordinator is to help you guys get involved. So if you have any questions on how to become a volunteer, I'm your girl. Next slide. And then we have our Victory Gardens program, which is also a pandemic baby. It's a really great program. We're in 2 different locations right now. Next slide. So our first location was the Moody Early Childhood Center, and then we expanded to the McGuire Dent Rec Center. And we do harvest every week up until the gardens stop producing. So next slide, please. So at our McGuire Dent Rec Center location, half the garden beds are allotted to the public so they can come in and grow their own foods. And then the other half is for us to take care of, and then we distribute that food to people at the rec center every week. Next slide. And then we have our Real Food Project. Next slide, please. So the Real Food Project offers community classes or community cooking classes, and we do community meals with partnered sites across Galveston County. Right now we have 2. We host one on the 3rd Thursday of every month at ACCT Galveston, and then our other one is at the Gulf Breeze Housing Complex. Next slide. So at these monthly meals, we provide hot local food meals that are provided by all of our volunteers. Next slide. So yeah, here are all the ways to get involved with us and to grow with GoFM. We're always needing weekly waterers in the gardens. We need garden aides to work with the kids, and we also need market helpers who just volunteer at market with us every Sunday. Any questions so far? I know I'm kind of going through this. Cool. All right. Next slide. Questions, suggestions? Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I have brought pamphlets for you guys that'll go into further detail about each of the programs. There's QR codes and there's links that you can use as well. Yeah. Absolutely. Ask me all the questions. So, we don't really have, I can't say like that we have a ton of unhoused people going to market, but we do have all these food access programs, and part of the reason that I go out is to kind of spread the word about these programs that we have that can help people. I would like for us to work more with the unhoused population, and I believe that those things are in the works, but right now we just have our different food access programs that'll help them get food. I mean, you don't know, and it's not you don't want to go up and be like, hey, are you unhoused? You know? So there's that. Any other questions? Yes. We do, actually. We had our first event there back in, I want to say March or May, one of the M months. But we had a tabling event there, and out of that, I connected our Real Food Project coordinator, Denise Walker, with Shannon, and we're coordinating a diabetic-friendly cooking class that should be starting in August. Yeah, and then we're also going to be holding another presentation there in August as well to kind of give in-depth information about all of our different programs. Yeah. Yes. Unfortunately, that's not in our plans right now. There are so many other markets going on Saturdays, and it's the best day for all of our vendors to be able to be present. So that's the biggest reason why it's on Sundays. I do understand that it's a little bit difficult to work around with the church schedule, but maybe one day we'll be able to do something about that, but I don't know of anything in the works at the moment. Yeah. So that is something that we're working on with, I'm not sure who it is particularly, but we are working really hard to try and get it more accessible because there isn't a bus service on Sunday, and we know that's it's a limiting factor, but it's something that we're very aware of and we're working on it. I don't know how soon we'll have a remedy, but it's being worked on. Oh, so at market, all of our vendors, they're required to use, we don't use single-use plastics at market. You're not allowed to have just like the throwaway plastic bags that you can get at the grocery store. They all have to be either biodegradable or recyclable or paper bags. We have recycling bins set up at market, and we partner with Keep It Green or Keeping It Green Galveston to work on recycling and in just kind of increase people's knowledge about how to recycle on the island. Unfortunately, since the city doesn't provide a service like that, I feel like not a lot of people are aware. But we, like I said, partner with Keeping It Green, and we really try to spread the word about them. Yes, ma'am.
The people who are attending via Zoom cannot hear the question.
Uh-oh.
So maybe, maybe you could repeat your question so that they can.
Absolutely. So sorry about that. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Any other questions or anything about GoFM or how to get involved, how to become a volunteer? Awesome. Well, I do have, like I said, different information about all of our different programs available. So if you're interested, I'd love to pass this out to you guys. So just let me know what works best. And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you,